Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, je suis donc Michel Granjat et je vais présider avec Chantal Clos-Granjat qui est ici le comité scientifique de cette conférence. Je suis très heureux de vous accueillir autour de notre thème, les droits de l'enfant. Et c'est magnifique d'être dans ce lieu pour parler des droits de l'enfant, justice sociale et résidence alternée. Je remercie tous les participants, les participantes, les personnes des conférences, et tout particulièrement donc, Madame la secrétaire générale adjointe de ce Conseil de l'Europe, de nous avoir fait l'honneur de bien vouloir participer à l'ouverture de cette conférence. Vous imaginez l'agenda surchargé de cette personne. C'est un grand honneur, c'est une grande reconnaissance pour nous que de l'avoir ici pour nous accueillir. Merci et à bientôt. Je laisse la parole à Edouard Truc.
Welcome to the fourth International Conference on Shared Parenting. And as President of the International Council on Shared Parenting, it's my distinct privilege to welcome you all to our conference. I'm very pleased to announce that we have a record number of delegates at this conference, about 200 of you in total, from a record number of countries, about 40 countries from around the globe, from each of our three sectors. Science, family professionals, and representatives of civil society organizations, all committed to the study and implementation of shared parenting in Europe and across the world. We're very privileged to be able to hold our event in this beautiful Palace of Europe under the patronage of the Council of Europe in the historic city of Strasbourg. And we're honored to have our event under the patronage of the Council. It's a testament to the important work we're doing on behalf of the well-being of children and families, the rights of children from separated and divorced families, and on behalf of the best interests of children. Our organization has made great strides in regard to the advancement of research on shared parenting, to the reform of family laws and socio-legal policies, and to the development of best practices in the legal and mental health fields. Our first conference in Bonn in July 2014 focused on the theme of bridging the gap between empirical evidence and socio-legal practice. At that conference, we succeeded in the development of an agreed-upon definition of shared parenting as the assumption of shared responsibilities and presumption of shared rights in regard to the parenting of children by fathers and mothers who are living together and apart. We arrived at a consensus that shared parenting is a viable post-divorce parenting arrangement that is optimal to child development and well-being, including for children of high-conflict parents. Our second conference in Bonn in December 2015 focused on the theme of best practices for legislative and psychosocial implementation of shared parenting. At that conference, our aims were more ambitious and our accomplishments more far-reaching. We concluded that both the legal and psychosocial implementation of shared parenting as a presumption should proceed without delay, with the full sanction and support of professional bodies and associations. Our third and last conference in Boston in May 2017 was clearly the most far-reaching in regard to our conclusions. Our theme was posed in the form of a very precise question in regard to the state of shared parenting research. Have we reached a watershed in understanding the best interests of children? We brought together for the first time the world's leading researchers on the question of the best interests of children of divorce. We asked them to specifically address the questions: have we reached the point where we can conclude with confidence that the best interests of children are commensurate with a rebuttable legal presumption of shared parenting for children and families? Are we at a point where the scientific evidence points in the direction of mandating that shared parenting becomes the foundation of family law? Well, the answer to those questions was distilled by Dr. Sanford Braver at the conclusion of the conference, and I quote from Dr. Braver, "To my mind, we're over the hump. We've reached the watershed. On the basis of this evidence, social scientists can now cautiously recommend presumptive shared parenting to policymakers." He further added, "I think shared parenting now has enough evidence that the burden of proof should fall to those who oppose it rather than those who promote it." So now we come together for our fourth conference, our most ambitious ever, to address the theme of shared parenting, social justice, and children's rights. We gather together at a time where numerous jurisdictions around the world have moved forward in leaps and bounds in the direction of establishing a rebuttable legal presumption of shared parenting. The Council of Europe resolution encouraging member states to adopt shared parenting as the foundation of family law, as an outgrowth of the emerging consensus in the scientific community on the benefits of shared parenting, has had a profound effect in this regard, along with a mountain of research evidence that's accumulated supporting shared parenting as in the best interests of children. But we still have a long way to go, as many countries are still struggling with the idea of shared parenting. Nonetheless, we have reached the watershed of being able to say that shared parenting is in the best interests of children of divorce, and over the next 2 days, we will address the question of shared parenting as not only beneficial for children, as not only a focus of family law reform, but as a fundamental right of the child. We'll be discussing the responsibilities of the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child in regard to children of divorce, and on the obligations of all signatories to the UN Convention to address the specific rights of children of divorce, including the right to shared parenting. We'll offer you a variety of plenary presentations, workshop sessions, panel discussions, poster sessions, and other events. And we welcome you to partake in sharing the most up-to-date research and practice demonstrations on the subject of shared parenting, which has gripped the world as a new social movement that will significantly enhance the lives and well-being of children and families around the globe. So I very much look forward to meeting all of you over the next few days and to what promises to be an incredible learning opportunity over the next 2 days. Thanks.
Revenir au Conseil de l'Europe est une belle étape pour notre Conseil. Nous étions venus nous présenter et discuter des premières conclusions des travaux sur la résidence alternée en 2015, invités par Madame Etogash. J'ai ce matin une pensée pour elle. Elle a réussi à soutenir, à faire voter la résolution 2079 dans le champ de l'égalité et de la coresponsabilité parentale. Elle a soutenu le rôle des pères, elle a encouragé les États à introduire dans leur législation le principe de la résidence alternée des enfants, tout en limitant les exceptions en cas de maltraitance et d'abus sur les enfants. Plaisir d'être ici, émotion et assurance que nous allons apprendre des chercheurs, échanger avec les participants dans l'idée de dégager des pistes pour que les enfants, les adolescents de parents séparés puissent être mieux entendus dans leurs droits et leurs besoins. Merci à tous et à toutes d'être venus.
Guten Morgen, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Mein Name ist Oliver Hunziger, ich bin Vizepräsident des ICSP und möchte Sie ganz herzlich auch in deutscher Sprache begrüßen, insbesondere die Vertreter aus der Schweiz, aus Deutschland und aus Österreich. Wir sind hier, wir haben es bereits gehört, wir sind hier zum 4. Mal zusammen, um gemeinsam im Thema der gemeinsamen Elternschaft oder der geteilten Elternschaft weitere Erkenntnisse zu gewinnen, neue Forschungsergebnisse zu hören und damit allen zusammen weiterzuhelfen in der täglichen Arbeit in den einzelnen Ländern, in der Politik, in der Praxis, in der Beratung, um diesem Thema und den damit verbundenen Vorteilen hoffentlich für die Kinder das nötige Gewicht zu verleihen. Ich möchte Sie nicht lange aufhalten, wir haben ein sehr großes Programm. Ich möchte mich noch ganz kurz für die Verspätung entschuldigen. Es gab ein Problem mit den Zutrittsbadges, das wurde aber gelöst und wir sind alle hier, es fehlt hoffentlich niemand. Ich wünsche Ihnen eine erfolgreiche Konferenz, viele neue, gute Erkenntnisse, neue Kontakte, gute Gespräche und überhaupt viel Spaß. Ganz herzlichen Dank.